All right. All right. Looks like we are live. Let me just see here. How does that look? All right. Let's get this started. So, if there is anybody watching right now, here's to you. This was in celebration of finally hitting 1,000 subscribers on here, and as we have the Krootoberfest painting contest going on right now, I guess it just started. It seemed like a good idea at the time, but when I think about it, maybe not so much. It's a good thing I don't take these things super seriously because this is probably going to turn into a bit of a mess by the end. But for anybody that hasn't seen, this is what we will be working on. There's his rider there. I'm leaving them separate until they're fully done, but he's going to be, kind of on there like that, more or less. And this is going to be a Keeper of Secrets for my Kroot Slaanesh Demons army. This is the very start of a much larger Kroot Demon project this is going to make my main thing for next year, once I get all my other projects caught up and finished. But eventually I'm going to have Kroot Demons of all the different demons. But we're starting with Slaanesh because it seems the most appropriate. I have more or less finished one Slaanesh or Kroot Demonette, which is this guy. And obviously the base, I haven't done the base yet, but so that's kind of the scheme we're going for there. What I'm thinking I'm going to do, let me just see. Come on now. Let me see if there's a way. Let's see if I can see any of the live chat a little bit easier. Maybe if I go out and go back in. But yeah, so this is what we're going to be shooting for. I always like to, when I start painting, have kind of what I'm going for in front of me. Obviously these ones aren't done, but it's just, why have one when you can have all 10? And so as far as drinks, I'm just starting with a twisted tea just because I like them and I had one. But as the night goes on, we've got some 40 Creek Copper Pot whiskey here. And it came with this little sampler of Jamaican rum. So we've got a little bit of everything. And yeah, we'll just see where the night takes us. I'm just real quick before I get going here. I don't know why it's not showing. Usually it lets me see. Oh, okay. They moved the chat thing on me, so I can see that now. So if anybody comments, if anybody shows up, that'll go there. Oh, and I guess I could. If I want, there's not really room for it. I guess if I have my keyboard over here, I guess I can chat. Sorry, it's pro YouTuber, average Joe here doesn't even know how these things work. But yeah, it looks like if I were to type there, you guys could see it. If anybody wants to rewind it, I'll just say at the start. If for some reason somebody is so inclined and wants to buy me a drink, I don't know how to set up the donations thing on here yet, like I know some people do. I am discount major kill over here. But if you want to just subscribe to my Patreon, I have it set up so it's only $1. There's a $5 one if you really want to. But if you do that, I'll hear it, just comment it or whatever, and I'll have a drink or I guess a shot if you do the $5 one. So without further ado, we're going to get into it and start this painting here. Sorry if I keep looking over there. I have I have this playing on my TV just so that I can read the chat a little bit easier. So it's nice and big for when my vision starts to go on me. But I actually maybe I'll wait for if anybody else shows up. I can zoom in if we would rather we don't. You guys can pick if you'd rather see me just sitting here getting shit faced, dropping paints, or I can zoom in so that you can actually see what I'm doing a little bit better. But just let me know. Anyways, I'm gonna get started. Make sure that I don't mix up my water and my drinks. I've got this here, some brushes here, glue for when I break something. I think I'm pretty much good to go. Maybe I'll start on the little guy. Big one there. What should I start with? I guess I'll start with to get the rest of the base colors down. So there is some metallics that I'm going to be doing on here. Not exactly sure what colors I'm going to be using yet, but we can probably just go ahead and start on it. You know what? Scratch that. I'm just gonna go right in on doing the skins and stuff. So I don't know if you can see, it kind of blends from like this reddish purple to like light pinkish purple, almost white. And so I want to try to keep that transition going. Trying to remember what I even used to get that color though. That's always the fun part. I think this is everything I'm gonna need right here. Apologize if anybody gets offended by brush licking, because I definitely do that a fair bit. I will try to keep it to a minimum. No guarantees. No guarantees. Let me see. Is this what we were doing last time? I think so. Well, let's get started. Probably what I'll do is every time I get to like a significant part, is I'll go ahead and I'll go and zoom the camera in. Or I guess I could even just like pick it up and move around. But I'll make sure everybody can see what's going on. It seems like with my live streams, I never get very many people actually watching them, but then I will, over time, it'll end up with, like 100 views or so. So I'm sure those people would like to actually see what's going on, unless everybody does just show up to see me, see how intoxicated I get. It's totally fine. As I said, this is for you guys. This is to celebrate hitting 1K, which obviously is all down to you people that for some reason or another have decided to subscribe. I haven't actually had one of these in forever. More of a summery drink as we go into fall. But I guess I'm just vibing because we're actually heading up to the cottage for the weekend and getting that cottage energy going. So what I've done here is I don't remember the names of the colors, but I've mixed red, pink, and a little bit of purple. And I'm just going over what I'd already done with the airbrush. Just kind of messy at first, and then I'll get neater as I go. I used to do this not like full on like drunk painting, but I used to like have a couple drinks while painting a fair bit. It never really impacted me too much, it seemed like. It would just kind of slow me down. Yeah, nobody ever better say anything about my shirt. My wonderful and supportive mother made it for me. I had a feeling. I had a feeling there was just one person watching for a while. I'm like, it's either my lovely wife sitting in the next room watching it, or it's my mother. Sure enough, my mother. So used to having a little bit of water in my whatever it's called, palate. So used to having some water in my palate at all times. Keep reaching for it. I'm not usually this organized where I actually have a cup. Quite often I just pour a little bit in the middle of the palate and work off that. I mostly go for like a grim dark scheme on most of my models. I never really care if some of the paint gets a little bit muddied because of dirty water. Certainly not going to be changing my water tonight. Also, let me know if I need to talk louder. I never know how loud or quiet to talk on these things. I feel like I get very mumbly at times. Alright, so that's just the first layer of that. I don't know how well. I can't see that at all. Do we want... There's 3 people watching now. Alright, 3 people. Do you want me to zoom in so you can see this better? Or do you want to just see me sitting here drinking my face off? What would we prefer? What would be optimal for y'all? Just let me know. Because I don't know if I was watching what I would rather see, but we're probably not. We're not quite at the point yet where I'm gonna start doing anything funny. So might have to wait a little bit for that. If you'd rather me just zoom in on the model, let me know. It's totally doable, man. I'm just getting a little bit brighter. Yes. Yes is not really an answer, Jen Rombo. If that is your real name. But yeah, I feel like we're gonna reach a point where, yeah, it's not like I don't think I'm gonna really start like messing up the model, but I'm just gonna be going so slow. I'm gonna be sitting there like trying not to mess it up, that it's gonna get very boring very quick. So I don't know, when we reach that point, maybe I can just show off, like show you guys all of the other things that I'm currently working on. I've got a little bin just in front of me there with all the stuff that's I'm gonna be working on over the next couple months or so. So I can give you guys kind of like a little sneak peek of that. Or I guess I could do some kind of like really janky like gaming live stream. Like I could flip this camera around and you could watch me attempt to play a video game. Zoom in, please. Alright, I can zoom in. Just give me 1 second. I'm just gotta finish this. I'll have to, if I'm zooming in, I'm gonna have to force myself to paint a little bit lower. I always want to have it like right under my nose for some reason. Alright, zoom in. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Oh. Ooh. Okay. All right, we are zoomed in. Oh. So back in here. All right, so here's our little friend. You can see I've just started brightening up all the reddish parts, like his quills and his hands and his feet. Not quite done yet. Still at least another layer or two to go for that. But we're getting there. We're getting there. I'd actually on kind of dumb. We had all kind of planned on having a game this weekend because everybody kind of forgot about Thanksgiving. Nobody really makes too big a deal out of it anymore in our family and stuff. So like nobody was like talking about it ahead of time. And I guess that's the same with everybody else. So yeah, like everybody in our little gaming group had forgot it was Thanksgiving, and then turned out we did all have things going on. So no game this weekend. Although I saw there was a couple requests for me to play a big game with the Kroot Tau army, and I'm more than happy to do that. So what I'm thinking is next time, oops, I'm dropping shit. Next time we all get together and play a game, I will play with the Kroot Tau army, and I'll play with the Kroot Tau army, and I'll even bring the Tau T-Rex. I don't think anybody has got to see that in action yet. Word of warning, it is like just straight up not good in game right now. GW needs to do something with it pretty badly. Like, it's a Taunar. Taunars are not good at all right now. Unless there was like some sneaky update that I didn't see, because it has been hard to keep up with lately, which is totally possible. So if anybody watching this plays Tau and suddenly the Taunar is good, maybe let me know. But yeah, next game I play, I will either live stream it or I'll make some kind of video out of it, and I will play with the Kroot Tau. And some way or another, I'll let you guys see how it goes. But yeah, word of warning, yeah, like the Kroot Taunar is not good, and it probably won't do very well. Although I say that, I always just seem to have very good luck against my poor friends. So maybe I'll play it against them and it'll just absolutely stomp them. That'll be kind of funny. Alright, I'm thinking probably one more highlight after this. Getting pretty finicky and fine detailed now. Probably best to get this out of the way early. Oop, forgot I should be drinking this whole time. I am still drinking. Don't think I'm not. Twisted Tea is almost gone. And it's been delicious. And have not had one of those in like quite a few years, actually. But I do like them. All right, we're to like pretty straight up pink now. And getting very, very fine detailed. Getting all of these. This is a 3D printed set of quills that's on this guy's head, and they're one of the. Of course, they're from Felix. All the good Kroot bits are, but this is one of the ones that's like not really a mohawk. It's like a thick, chunky one, and I like it better, but it is very tricky to paint. It's very tricky to paint the inner ones. I'm doing more like stippling rather than like a hard highlight on these. So I like painting organic stuff, like actual like skin and scales and flesh and stuff. I find it a lot more fun than metal. Not that you can't do metal dirty, and when I do have to paint it, I do. It's just I feel like you got more room to blend and not be so neat and tidy with the organic parts. Alright, quite a bit brighter now. We'll just keep adding more Ulthuan gray until we get it as bright as we're gonna go, which is, this will probably be the final one. Basically gone all the way to white now. Pretty much, if you watched my, anybody watched my how to easily paint Kroot video, it's the exact same process, just different colors than I used in that one. My Tau Kroot, all the quills and stuff are blue. These ones are like I want to call it like a fiery pink, which of course is to help show that they are Slaaneshi, so that there's no confusion. Just getting the very tips of his toes. Good. Oh shit, I didn't even notice. We're actually at 1.1k subscribers. So literally literally since I planned to make this celebration video for hitting 1k, we've already changed the number. We're at 1.1. Pretty rad. I noticed too, a couple of my old videos are getting a lot of views all of a sudden. Is there? I guess probably with the new the new Kroot kill team, there's probably like a rise in Kroot searches right now, and that's leading them. Ooh, I had too much water in my brush. It's starting already. I don't know where that came from. I like did one quill and it was fine. I did the next quill and it just like freaking released a drop of water right on my model here. It went full Treebeard in the twin towers. Bleh. And only real nerds will get that reference. Release the water. No, release the river. That was when the Ents marched on Isengard, and they destroyed it by releasing the dam, holding back the river, and flooding it. So yeah, I know my deep nerd lore. So maybe this should be a lore channel now. I mean, I am drinking and painting, so maybe I am Canadian Major Kill, and I just don't know it yet. So, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, we are both jacked. Like, we could both be custodies. So, still drinking. Don't worry. Didn't forget. All right. How well we can see here. But the pink, like the reddish pink parts are done for now. There's going to be some washes at some point, but I'm going to move on to the actual skin, and then we're going to go from there. I don't actually have any plan for how much I'm going to get done tonight, and I do want to do my best work on this. Not that I really care about winning the Krootoberfest contest, but obviously, like, I want to do my best work on all my models, and this one's pretty cool. So we're starting with this guy. If we do get him done, we will start working on the big boy himself, or girl, whatever it is. It's Slanesh, so it might be a they them. But yeah, we're gonna keep going on this guy. Try to get him done. Oh, there was one thing I was gonna do and I forgot. 1 second. I was trying to do the thing where people do it all the time. Like, I know the guy that does like the coconut crab Tyranids, he does it. Where you fade one color into another color by using like spots. Like different colored spots, you kind of like transition it in. So I wanted to try doing that on this guy. I've never done it before. So yeah, just on his arms, I'm gonna try to like transition using the spots to kind of fade it in and fade it out. Might look cool, might look like shit, but we're gonna try it. Because when you're drinking and painting, that's the best time to try such things, I think. Alright. So, I think what I need now, where'd it go? I literally have Slanesh Gray, so I mean I'm painting Kroot that are Slanesh. That's probably the color we want to be using. Oh yeah, that looks pretty good. I don't think I used this on my other guy, my one guy that I did, but going forward, I think I will. I think that's the move. I think that's the play, boys and girls. So I'm just gonna be going over nice white skin. And basically all I did, guys, to get this far is I obviously primed them all black, then I zenithal highlighted just using the airbrush with white. And then I did the reddish purple color on all the parts that would be that, and then I through the airbrush sprayed them all with just the Games Workshop purple wash. I forget what it's called. It's something to do with Dark Eldar, I think. Like Drukari. I think I have it here. Oh, trigger. It's covered in paint, so I can't read the label. It's like Drukari Violet or Drukari Purple or something. But yeah, whatever their purple wash is, yeah. So I just basically these were just zenithal highlighted. I did the purpley reddish color through the airbrush, and then I just sprayed the whole thing to kind of bring the colors together with the purple wash, and then now I'm painting over that. So it's just our first layer. What I've done is I've taken that Slanesh gray, and then I've mixed in a little bit of Demonette purple just to purple it up a little bit, and that seems to be the right choice. I like to do this where like my first color is not far off at all from the primer, so that I only really need to do one thin coat instead of two thin coats, because it's like I'm tinting it. You obviously can't, if you're doing a pretty wild color, you can't really do that, but depending what colors you're working with, you can, and it just saves a lot of time, because then it's like the primer, it's like that is the first layer, and you're just changing it a little bit with the added colors. Welcome to the stream, the Great Penguin. Glad you could make it. You haven't missed too much, brother. We're just started working on the rider here. Let me know if you'd like me to zoom out. We were zoomed out to start with, but we were asked to zoom in so people could see. I am drinking. Don't you dare think that I'm not. And it's not all going to be twisted teas. That's just what we started with. Now one twisted tea, and then we're going straight to either this little teeny sampler of rum that I got, or some 40 Creek whiskey, which has always been my favorite. But yeah. Oh, it looks like we've got 5 people watching right now. What is, or isn't, I guess, everybody doing for Thanksgiving? If you celebrate, or I guess if you aren't. What's everybody doing this long weekend? How about that? Probably a better way of saying it, I guess. I am going up to the cottage, and gonna be doing normal, fun cottagey things. Obviously, it's a bit cold, so probably not swimming, but I might do a little bit of fishing. I think there's like a craft show going on. We're gonna go to that. Should be fun. Kids should have fun. One last hurrah before it gets too cold to do anything. It's nice. But my wife is in the other room watching some like cheesy, like I don't know what it's like, some like cheesy like teen drama show, and I can hear her like chuckling in there. It's funny. Love her to pieces. We do not. It's funny. It's like we're very alike, and we have a lot of the same taste in some things. Like we both love Game of Thrones and House of the Dragons. Now the new one. But then she'll like go and watch these things that I like absolutely cannot stand. Oh, go on now. Don't be like that. Oh, just one sec, guys. One sec. I just got my the screen on my computer timed out on me. Oh. Apparently, I have to keep the mouse or the keyboard. I'm just gonna keep it up here with me. There we go. Sorry. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep the keyboard up here with me in case I need to do anything. You know what? Now I can message back at you guys. Ah, I'm unstoppable. Pro YouTuber. I never did it, but if we end up getting any Slanesh bots here, as we do occasionally, somebody make sure that I see it. But if we get them back again, let me know. And I want to try. This might not be the best time to try to figure it out on the spot, but I do want to make you, the Great Penguin, give you like moderator control or whatever, because you're always here, and if you see them, you can banish them. All right, so we've purpled this guy up a little bit. That's good. Now we're just gonna keep going lighter and lighter. This brush also is kind of shit, so I should probably look at finding a new one before I have to do anything too crazy detailed, but I probably won't, so I never do. It's funny, it's like every time I like make a cool thing, I'm like, no, this is my new favorite. No, this is my favorite one. And it literally, I'm like a kid with his favorite toys. Glad to hear you're getting a bump in views. That's good for both the channel and the Kroot player base. Yeah, man. It's honestly, it's very unexpected. I said in one of my most recent videos, it's like the typical YouTuber thing to like try to be like more humble than you actually are. Genuinely did not expect to ever get more than like 50 subscribers on here. I thought it was literally, I was getting tired of having to type out the same big message of how like the Kroot Town R and stuff was made. And I was like, oh, it'd be so much easier if I could just direct people to like a Kitbash showcase video. And that's all it was going to be. It was just like me like explaining how some of my models were made, and then like I could just send people here, and then like, you know, the odd person watches it, whatever. And it's actually got like, I literally am allegedly making a teeny little bit of money off this. Like my app thing tells me that I've made like $9 off of the ads or whatever. I'm like, no, it's cool. And whenever it lets me cash out a little bit, I'll use it to buy another Kroot model, and then I'll make it into something cool for you guys. Like, I don't know. We'll see where it goes. If we like, I was joking at the start. I'm like, I'm sitting here doing a drunk live stream. Uh, Maybe I am Canadian Major Kill. You know. I almost swear enough to be Australian. So, you know, it'd be kind of cool. We actually had like a massive Kroot channel to just throw around at Games Workshop and make them. Yeah, a high roller. Oh god. Oh, I said at the start too. Like, don't feel compelled. Trust me. I will drink all on my own. I don't need help. But if you guys wanted to do the thing where you like buy me a drink or whatever, Penguin, you don't have to. You already are. But if you like subscribe to my Patreon, which is $1, that's what I'll hear it go off on my phone or just send a message here, and I'll be like, oh, okay, cool, that's my donation, and I'll zoom out and you can watch me take a shot or something. So just I see we got 6 people watching right now. If somebody wants to see me like do a shot, just do that and I'll do it. And like I said, it's $1. Like, don't don't feel compelled to. I'll drink on my own. I don't need help. I definitely missed a couple messages here. What did Penguin say? Penguin, oh yeah, you would be honored. Yeah, yeah. So at some point, maybe not today. At some point, I'm gonna make you a moderator because you're always here and you're good shit. And then he said, all my brushes caught. Yeah, that's dude. Same. Oh, I don't know where the pack went. Literally, yeah. I don't have any fancy brushes. They're all like the shitty ones that come in a pack. And I think they last me like maybe 6 months ish before they're like destroyed and I can't use them anymore. And then I just get another pack and they're like, yeah, like 15, 20 bucks most. Imagine being so good at kitbashing, you need to make a video explain it. Well, I don't know about that, but it that particular one, I think because so many people just couldn't understand that it was a toy. That was the main thing. People couldn't wrap their head around that I had just taken a toy and stuck a whole bunch of parts to it. They kept people were thinking it was like that big Forge World dinosaur model. People thought I 3D printed it, like, so it wasn't anything too crazy. It's funny. It's funny. Like, you know how people always say like you can have like 10 good interactions and they won't stick with you, and then you have one bad interaction and that one will stick with you. It's so true because I literally had like hundreds of positive comments like across all medias on that model. There's one dude that hated it. He fucking hated it, and he just went off about it on Reddit where I posted it on Reddit, and it's funny, just get like that specific comment. I like remember to this day, and it didn't like not like breaking my heart about it, obviously, because if you have 200 people or whatever tell you like, oh man, this is so cool and awesome, and then one guy comes over and he literally was like, he's like, I'm sorry, but I have to be honest, this is shite. But I remember it. I remember it still. And then I talked to him a little bit too, and I was like, I was super. I did the Canadian thing, and I was like super polite, and I was like, oh really? Like, it's weird that you have a problem with it, because like nobody else does. But like, tell me why you don't like it. I'm open to criticism. Damn, that is. You know what? That is kind of like the Major Kill thing. I keep saying Major. I don't know if you guys actually watch him, but he's one of the few Warhammer YouTubers that I do watch quite a bit, just because I think his lore videos are like funny and interesting enough that I'll actually watch them. A lot of them kind of boring, but or like not that they're boring, but like the presenter like of the content, just like the way they talk, like it's kind of I'll find it kind of boring. Um, but that's like kind of how he handles all his internet beefs is he'll like kill him with kindness a little bit. I know he had that one with that one guy, Gamza, Commissar Gamza. It was kind of that was basically just like both of them just kind of being silly. All right, almost time to start highlighting the skin. And then what I plan to do, I plan to try to really push and do like a lot of like textures and like actual patterns, like stripes and things. And I did say I'm going to try and do like the spotting. The spotting blend. Like I've got a thing you guys can't see. I got a thing of glue on standby here for when I break this guy. Because I've done it twice now, where I've snapped the spear staff weapon. I'll just be moving around. I'll drop it, and then because the blade is one piece, the shaft is one piece, and then the hand arm is a different piece. So it's like whenever you have one of these long weapons where there's two or three different parts, they are so finicky unless you have like the really really small wire and you like actually drill holes through everything, which I never do because I'm lazy. But unless you do that, they're so breakable. All right, one sec. Just finishing this. All right, the twisted tea is done. Ugh. I'm gonna try. See, there's 4 people watching right now. Give me your thoughts. What do we think? 40 Creek whiskey or try this little Jamaican rum thing that came with it? I don't know if this is a thing everywhere, but at the LCBO liquor stores in Canada, sometimes when you buy a big bottle, it comes with a random little bottle. So I'll let y'all decide which one. I'll get that in a second. All right. 2 highlights. Go for the rum, wash it down. Yeah, because that's probably not a bad idea. I'll do it. I've had like on vacation and stuff, I've had a fair bit of like Caribbean-esque rum, and it's like kind of like drinking paint remover. I'm not gonna lie, but we'll do it. We'll get there. Hopefully, the other Kroot people aren't offended. I'm bringing dishonor to the Kroot by having a silly drunk stream. Not that we've gotten silly yet, but we probably will. If all y'all are drinking age, what are your drinks of choice? I used to I used to just like drink anything and everything. Not that I was ever a big drinker, because I wasn't, but like I just didn't care. I wasn't picky. I didn't care. Now I really generally, like, if I'm gonna drink, I really just like my whiskey, like just like whiskey and Coke, simple. But I'm always interested to hear what other people drink. Because like I like, for example, like no matter how many times I try, like I cannot stand vodka, really, and I don't like wine. I never have, never will. I've tried it many times, all different types. Cheap wine, expensive wine. Same with vodka. I just don't like it. If somebody gave it to me, or I was like at a wedding, I would drink it. Um, and that's how I am with food too. Like I'm never gonna just like, no, I'm too good to drink this, or like too good to eat this, but it's not what I would buy. I don't want it, basically. Is there let me see here. Penguin says I like Pepsi because I follow the law that my friend's drink of choice is is hand sanitizer. Or are you not legal drinking age, Penguin? I think maybe I didn't know that about you, or maybe I'm just forgetting. Because it's higher. It's higher in the states, isn't it? It's 21. Up here, it's 19. I mean, I'm 25, so I'm well, I'm well within either. But yeah, you guys kind of get boned on that. Good for you though, following the law. What do you? So what's this? Jameson, ginger beer, and lime is one of my go-tos. I mean, that sounds good. I do. You know what? I do like lime. I like lime in my beer. I don't drink beer a whole ton, but I do like it. I just find it makes me so sleepy. Like, if I have like 3 beers, I'm like, time to go to bed, pretty much. Which sometimes not a bad thing. Sometimes that's what you want. Uh, After I do this, I'm gonna go ahead and mix up that drink. Don't worry, I'm not wimping out on the Jamaican rum. Is that a thing for you guys too, or is that just an LCBO thing for up here, where where they give you the little bottle with the big bottle? It's kind of cool. So it leads to you getting to try some things you might not have otherwise tried. I like it. I don't know if anybody was curious, but this guy is the base model is one of the riders, one of the possible riders for the Carnosaur, and then the head is from the Warcry, um, one of the Warcry beasts or whatever they're called, and then it's a mix of Kroot hands and Lizardmen weapons and stuff like that. But it's not a terribly elaborate kit bash, but I don't think I've seen anybody do it yet. So that's one of my that's one of my things too. I love to make things that I haven't seen before. That's one of my favorites. Freaking I love him. He's one of my favorite. He's it makes no sense because he's by far a better kit basher than me. His models are better painted than mine, better hobbyist than me for sure. He doesn't post that much. I guess that's his only thing. But if you guys aren't already following him, go look at Mike Arnold on Instagram. I'm following him if you can't find him for some reason. He's an amazing Kroot kit basher. He has a Kroot Gene Stealer Cult Army, and he actually made these guys before I did. I had this idea all on my own, to use the bloodletter bodies to make like Savage Kroot, but he made a test model before I did, and it looks really good. He used his hands are different, and the way he did the heads was a little bit different than mine, but a very similar idea. And I was like, God damn it, Mike Arnold! Like, why do you have to be so good at kit bashing, and then do the same thing I did? Now it looks like I copied you, and I didn't. I swear. But yeah, if you guys aren't following him, definitely go check him out. I don't believe he has a YouTube, but I know he has an Instagram. Whoop. See, that's how I break it. And yeah, he's really, but he has like no followers or subscribers or whatever on Instagram anyway. He's got like, I don't know, like 700, 800 last I looked. And like I said, he's like way better than I am, so it makes no sense. He definitely deserves them. So that's my little good deed for the night. Shout that guy out. Anyone that's not following him, go follow him. And I've talked to him quite a few times. I've actually like consulted him about this Kroot Demon army. Like, I picked his brain for some good ideas. There was a couple things I was a little bit stuck on, and he's a really good dude. I think I saw he just got married too or something. Like, so yeah, he deserves the Kroot love as well. So if I can send anybody his way, I will try to do that. Alright, so I don't know how well you guys can see that, but the skin is... Oh, Jesus, I missed a couple messages here. Usually my phone is just like vibrating like crazy when I'm making these, and then I can see the messages. Sorry. I don't know how to say your name. A Offman 23. Ginger beer isn't actual beer. It's basically spicy ginger ale. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, that's yeah. So that would be so yeah. So Jameson, ginger beer, and lime. Yeah, yeah. I'm sure that would be really good. I definitely would like that. I haven't tried it with ginger beer, but like I used to drink like rum and ginger ale quite a bit. Like I do like ginger ale, so that's good. And then Penguin said, "How do you get the parts? Do you just buy a kit to kit bash?" So that's why that's kind of part of when I made that series of videos about how to like Warhammer for cheap. Um, that's like a pet peeve of mine. Like I will sit on like an idea or like sit on a kit bash. I'm just gonna make that drink while I'm talking. I'll sit on an idea or a kit bash for weeks or months while I try to figure out a way to get the parts for cheap, because it, I don't mind paying full price for a kit, but I only want to do that um, if I already have a use for all of the parts for it. Like, so for example, there was a kit and all I wanted from it was the heads. I would not buy that kit unless, like, I would not buy that kit new unless I already had a use lined up for the bodies, or at least like an idea. Like like I want to use every part of everything that I buy. I don't, because if I bought, if every part that I needed or whatever, I just bought it new, I would have just endless stacks of things. So basically, if I can't find a use for the other parts of the kit, then what I'll do is I will look for used, and I will use all of the different methods I've found for finding used stuff, like the Facebook Marketplace, different buy sell groups and stuff, or eBay or whatever, and I'll wait till I can find a good deal that way. Um, or maybe I have a friend that has some of those parts, or I'll buy a big lot that has some of those parts in it, and then I'll get a good deal on it, and then I'll sell some of the other stuff to like offset the cost. But like, yeah, I will never just like buy a whole kit just for a couple bits and then not have a use for the other parts. If I have a use for them, great. If not, I won't. And that's like, I literally will. That's like I work 12 and a half hour shifts, and I'll spend a lot of my free time just sitting there like thinking through future kit bashes, and like I'm like, okay, I need these parts. How am I going to use the rest of it? So like for example, these guys are the bloodletter bodies with Kroot heads. So Kroot heads are always a bit of a dilemma because you only get so many in a Kroot box, and then you either have to have them 3D printed or you have to buy extra heads, which is expensive. And I need a lot of them because I plan to have minimum 30 or 40 of these guys. So what I did is now I actually am making my own molds with blue stuff, and then I'm duplicating heads in that way, um, by using, like, I make the mold and then I make a duplicate with the green stuff. So like this guy here, this is a real Kroot head, but let me find one that has one of the duplicated ones. It's honestly hard to tell for some of them. All right, this guy. So this guy here with the tongue sticking out. This is a duplicate head that I made using the blue stuff mold. And then because these are like Kroot that are starting to get demonic and warped and messed up anyway, it's fine that it's like not quite as good quality in my opinion. Because when you do the mold, it makes it a little bit bigger and the details aren't quite as crisp. They're still pretty good. But so then I'm like free to like mess it up a little bit more. So that was like one little workaround I found, because I needed a whole bunch of these heads, but I didn't want to have to buy a million of them. Same with the hands. A bunch of the hands, yeah, actually, so the hands on this guy are real. The hands on this guy are just green stuff. And same thing, they're molds. So this head was made in a mold, and these hands were made in a mold. And I could do a little video on that too if anybody's curious. I know there's good videos for it already on YouTube. That's how I learned to do it. But that's one little workaround I found to, if you need a whole bunch of a bit but don't have to buy a whole bunch of that bit. All right, I'm gonna try this Jamaican rum here. Yeah, that's pretty. That's pretty strong. It doesn't taste bad, but it's just that like really, really, really strong alcohol smell. But that's fine. It's not bad. I missed a couple messages here. You just checked Mike Arnold's stuff. Lots of great stuff. Yeah, he. So I was just talking to him. I guess he was just moving or something, so he hasn't got to work on stuff in the last little bit. But the Rancor is in the works. I'm really excited to see what he does with that. I think it's going to be played as like a Bane blade, because he has a Gene Stealer army, so obviously they can use guard stuff. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly it, Penguin. And you know what? It's funny because that's exactly like that's how I am with fishing or hunting. Like I this summer especially, my kids had that like burned into their brains because my daughter especially is like a little savage and she just wants to eat every fish that she catches. And I'm like, I explained to her, uh, and she's only 5 and she gets it. She's like, if we are killing this fish and we are taking its life, you are eating it no matter what. You're not gonna be, we're not wasting it. Yeah, I don't care if there's a worm in it. We're picking it out and you're eating it. And she's completely fine with that. And let me tell you, she ate a couple fish this summer that were a little bit questionable, but because we kept them, she friggin' ate. Um, that was a little bit off topic, but I always do that. But yeah, that's how I look at it, Penguin. Because I know I see some people where they make these like amazing kit bashes, but I just know, like, I can't justify spending 3 times what the model costs because I'm buying 3 separate kits. That doesn't really make sense to me, personally. So I'll find some way to make it cheaper. And I'm patient. I fish, so I'll wait. I'll sit on an idea forever, and I'll just wait for something to come up. Whether it's a good deal I find, or like, if you're just open and you're just looking, like, the deals will just kind of fall on you eventually. And if you're into 3D printing, then, and I know you are, then that makes it a lot easier too. I don't have a 3D printer, and getting stuff 3D printed for me is always kind of annoying. So where I can, I try not to do it. Not because I have any problem with it, but just because, like, I find it annoying to have to get it printed. But that's just me. I friggin' It's weird. Like, there's a live. I almost just put my brush in my drink. That's funny. Um, I have a live video going. Like, I don't know why the screen keeps shutting off on me. It just shows how good I am with computers. Good. All right, we're good. All right, let's have some more of this paint thinner. Delicious. How's uh how's Gordon Ramsay say it? He's like, it's fucking delicious. It's bloody delicious. That's the thing too, is I'm at an unfair disadvantage over here because the people with accent Warhammer players or YouTubers always seem to do better. You're British or you're whatever Squidmar is. It's the way to go. I gotta do that. I gotta get me an accent and just nail it. Maybe I'll go with stripes. It's kind of contrary to what I was doing. My friend is a 3D printer, and so I have a whole Thousand Suns. I feel like, and the only real GW model is Magnus. Yeah, and those models look really cool. Like, it's cool. I like the 3D printed models that aren't just like a straight up copy of the GW ones. And the ones you have look very cool. I do like them a lot. Have you still been doing more of your your flame effects too, where you use the hot glue? Because that was something I was gonna try at some point. Maybe with this army, is if I end up going and doing all the different demons. Eventually I'll get to Zinj. Zinj demons have a lot of like warp fire. So might be room for me to steal your work there, penguins. I missed another message. Gotta lean into it and go full Letterkenny. Yeah. Yeah, that's good shit, Letterkenny. We used to watch their old videos, like even in school. Teachers would bring them on. They were so popular. It's funny, like as a Canadian, we like aggressively get beaten over the head with like Canadian stuff. And a lot of times it's like, not that it's annoying, but like kind of gets to be too much sometimes. Whoop. Oh, would you look at that? The staff's falling apart on me. Probably because I dropped it like 3 times. Work on that. Oh, good. I never worry too much about figures falling apart. They always are. I haven't had one yet that hasn't been fixable, knock on wood. Just say A, or however it's. Just say, yeah. So my guard army is no more because I can't make a commitment. I'll get there eventually. So now I'm going to. Oh my god, Penguin. Just since I've known you, I think I've watched you start like 4 armies. Mad lad. I mean, I'm no better. I have. Usually, my standard was always that I would at least do 2,000 points of an army before I went to a new one. And this is now my 3rd in a row. It's not even at 2,000 points. And I went ahead and started another one. Because you guys haven't even seen hardly any of it. I have like, I don't know, 1,500 points of kitbashed orcs. And I have about 1,500 points of the space pirates. No idea what I'm doing with that. And now I'm starting these guys. I'm like, it's madness. Oh, and how we say A is it's EH. Which doesn't even. I know that doesn't really spell like it sounds, but yeah, when you hear a Canadian be like, "Oh, did you go see the hockey game there, eh?" It's EH. Or H if you're British. I don't know why they say it like that. That doesn't really make sense at all. Alrighty. So I ended up going with. Oh, I'm gonna have to glue that. This friggin' staff is falling apart on me. I knew something was gonna get broken doing this. It's funny because we all think that we don't actually say it very much, but then it turns out we actually do. Yeah, that what is this brand? Appleton Estate. Crafted and aged in the heart of Jamaica. Aged a minimum of 8 years. It's not bad. Uh, I like whiskey better, but it's fine. It's fine. Like you can tell that it's. I don't know. I don't know how to describe alcohol the proper fancy ways, but I don't know. You can tell there's some quality there. You can tell there's some quality there, boy. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. All right. I gotta be careful of that glue drying now, but the skin is mostly done. The thing is, I don't know what color I'm going to do the eyes. I was thinking kind of like glowy green. I might do that. Oh, I guess I got to do like the inside of his mouth too. I'll do that real quick. Do, 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 do. Just watch Fargo and see how the rest of the world sees it. Yeah, I have never seen that show. I've heard it's not bad. Um, if you want to know how the world sees New Mexico, just watch Breaking Bad. Yeah, so they see you guys through a sepia filter, right? Where everything is like a little bit yellow. I think that's really funny when you see movies and shows, and it's like as soon as they get near Mexico, suddenly the filter changes. I'm sure somebody's used that as an argument to why Hollywood is racist. Some woke, some woke people have pointed that out. I'm sure. You guys, that's your other role now, Penguin. Is if we're doing this, you gotta watch if I'm gonna say something that's gonna cancel me. You gotta stop me. Can't get canceled before I'm famous. God, it makes sense. I'm kind of thinking like glowy green, like very very green for the eyes. Green and purple usually go pretty well together. It's kind of what I was thinking. Almost just put the brush in the drink. Again. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know what color for the eyes. Yeah, all my minis have to be painted a special way to account for the 24/7 yellow. Yeah, yeah, I'm sure that really messes with your whole color palette if everything's just yellow in front of your eyes all the time. Oh, I missed a message. Your Tau army is 100% complete. You only had like 500 points to go. Okay, yeah, that's not too bad then. That's like what, like 2 squads and a couple vehicles or something. I don't still know. I don't know what I'm doing with the main one that's getting me is the space pirate army, because it's like it's not terribly fun to paint. Like, I'm not really enjoying it that much. And it also seems, not that this really matters that much, but it seems like the internet isn't even really liking it that much, like comparatively. Like, I posted one picture of these guys and they got like 400 likes. And all the posts I made for them, they get like maybe like 50. So it seems like everybody else doesn't really think that they're that great either. Um, Not that that influences me really. Like, if I want to make them, I'll make them. But like, I've got like, I've painted like 40 infantry, and I've got, I think, 4 vehicles all kitbashed up. And you're pretty, because I made them as Tempestus Scions, you're pretty limited. So it's like I could do another squad and another Taurox, but I don't really want to because that's boring. And I don't really know how the guard component is gonna like mix in with them with the new codex. So I kind of have to wait for the new codex. So like they're just kind of sitting in limbo right now. But I want to get them done because they're almost done. So I'll be working on them some more. There's a couple things I have to do. None of the vehicles are done. That's about it though. Yeah, I'm thinking green for the eyes. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other base colors. I'm gonna do like all the gold parts, and then hopefully that glue is dried by then, and then I'm gonna go in with some washes, do some recess shading. But where's my gold paint? I'm gonna show you guys a secret trick. Oh, that needs to be shaked more. Oh, who's this? West Easy. Just finished painting some fireworks. Cool, dude. Which which faction of Tau did you do for that? Like, which scheme did you go with? All right. That was the last of that the Jamaican rum that almost killed me. That wasn't meant for human consumption, to be honest. There's probably a better way to drink it too than just with a little bit of Coke, but that's how we do. That's how we do. Oh, what's this? I like pirates, but I think the color scheme might be a little off-putting to people personally. I love it, but the blueprint is pretty striking. Yeah, yeah, that might be part of it. I like them. Like, I like the way they look all together. Um, but yeah, like, I don't know, like the pictures don't really look that great. So I can totally see what you mean. The thing is too, they're my first army that I airbrushed a lot of it. So I think that might be part of it. Like, all my other stuff, even like the big stuff, like the town iron things, have all been brush painted, and I'm more comfortable with that. And so I think maybe that's part of like what people are used to, and probably what I'm better at. My airbrush is also very cheap and like kind of a shitty one. I just got it off Amazon, so I know it can. It probably isn't the best. This is the OG Desert Camo scheme. set to paint set. I run them as Farsight Enclave on the table, but I like the open. Yeah, okay, that's dope though, because that's the coolest tile paint scheme in my opinion. I like that one a lot. Like the old what's it, Dawn of War, West Easy. Like they were in that. They were like that in the game. I like that one a lot. And Farsight Enclaves is probably my. That's how I run mine quite a bit too. My Kroot Tau. Have you done any cool kit bashes with them? Might I suggest Kroot Farsight? It's pretty rad if you do that. I did that. The internet liked it. I liked it. It's funny. It's like once you it's like I don't know. I don't really know what I was trying to say. I'm like I'm just gonna like keep doing whatever weird and wonderful kit bashes and things that I like. But it's like not that it's like disheartening, but it's like if everybody else doesn't really like it, but they do like a different thing, it's kind of like encouragement. You know what I mean? Like I don't feel as motivated to do more of the space pirates if nobody likes them as I do to my like the crew. But it's like this just shows because like you haven't seen me work on any of my actual crude army for a long time because I'm kind of sick of painting them. For now, I'm gonna add more to them at some point. I have a lot of plans for them, but I'm like taking an extended break. But this was like my compromise. I'm like, well, you know what? Maybe I start another crude army. And this was like, oh, I didn't even make another drink yet. Got nothing to sip on while I'm chatting here. One secondo, brothers. Now we get into the actual good stuff here. Oh, I missed a whole bunch of messages. What does this say? My dad drinks fancy drinks, and all of them smell like Sharpies. Yeah, yeah, that's fair. Um, the very same one. Haven't done any kit bashes yet, but I do run a good amount of crew. On the next set of carnivores, I might save some shields for my Tau, so they are like clearly mercenaries. Kroot are my fave faction by far in the setting. Love running them. Yeah, and they're like, I made a whole video on like the viability of Kroot in 40k right now, and that I think they're straight up good. It's not even like they do that much, but it's just like they're so cheap. You can afford to have so many of them. That's better. Um, they're so cheap, and you can have so many of them, and then they're very fast. They can be like kind of killy when they need to be. Um, I like them a lot. I think they're good. This is one that I haven't done yet. West Easy, but if you wanted like a small, easy kit bash to do, just because you were talking about doing them as shields already, might I suggest? I know this is if you're running them as Farsight Enclaves, this wouldn't work. But what's the Tau? The Tau like supreme, the like leader ethereal guy. It's not. Is it On Va or Aeon Va? Uh, the guy that sits in the chair. He can have two bodyguard guys that are Tau that have like cool spear things. And yeah, On Va. Yeah. He has like two bodyguard guys that have cool spear things. I always thought it would be cool to have them be crew. So make cool crew like armored crew with spears, And then the dude in the chair could either be a shaper if it's an all Kroot army, or he could just be a Tau. He could just be an ethereal. But like, let's be honest, if you're gonna have bodyguards as a Tau ethereal, a Kroot would be a way better bodyguard than a Tau. So make some cool armored Kroot with spears, and then you like that'd be an easy kitbash to do, and you know, it's just kind of cool. I don't know if he's good in game. I've never played him. I don't know what he's like, but I know you said you play Farside Enclave, so you're probably not big on ethereals. But that's an idea that's been kicking around in my head for a while to do that guy, because I already have a Farsight, I already have a Shadow Sun. I'm gonna sorry I keep burping. I don't care. I'm not gonna stop. But I already have all the other like main Tau HQs, but I don't have that guy. So I was like, ooh, like Kroot with spears, that could be cool. Man, I'm painting so slow right now. Oh my god, I missed so many messages. Just got a second Sentinel tonight to convert a Kroot battle secret. Ooh, shit. Like a guard Sentinel? It was going to be a back burner project, but with the new Sentinel coming out sometime soon, I wanted to get it before it's gone. Oh, that's rad. I'm on board with this project. Make sure, a Offman, make sure if you're not already in it, make sure you join the Kroot Discord so we can all see that, because that's gonna be sick. I bet. The Great Penguin said the Great Narlock is where it's at. I agree. That's a very cool kit. I was just gonna say one of my friends is printing me a Great Narlock. Yeah, that's how he is. The Tau leader is protected by big shirtless man. Oh, so he's the emperor of mankind with the oiled custodes. Um, yeah. So totally up to you, West Easy. Like if I was doing it for my army, obviously I would do it as a Kroot shaper sitting in the chair. But you could totally do it as a Tau guy, and then just have Kroot bodyguards. Because obviously Kroot are naturally a little bit, they're more fighty than Tau are. So I would assume if you're having fighty bodyguards with spears, you would rather have the Kroot do that job. If you need spear bits, maybe have a look at the Warcry kits. They have some really cool spear type weapons in there. Thanks to you guys. What's the Discord link? Would love to post my Kroot auxiliaries there. Um, if you have me, or if you have it, West Easy, just it'll be the easiest for me. If you have Instagram, shoot me a message on Instagram. If you don't follow me on there, it's the exact same. It's Average Joe Kroot Dude, exact same as here on YouTube. Shoot me a message on there, and I will check it later, and I'll send you the link to it. It's not my Discord. It's I don't know who the owner is. I think it's Ironbeak Mercenaries on Instagram. I think he founded it. But there's, I want to guess, I'm going to guess there's like 150 people in it. It's very big. But it's for anybody and everybody that likes Kroot. You don't have to have a Kroot army. It doesn't matter. Anybody can join. But it's really cool. There's a ton of channels, and anybody that has their own army can have their own channel. They do little events and stuff. It's really cool. Oh, so you're. Oh, okay. Right. Okay. I recognize that. Rifle Steam. I've definitely talked to you quite a few times before. A Hoffman. Um, so yeah, I've seen your stuff before for sure. I'm pretty sure I follow you on IG. Thanks for the clarification. I just love to see more people. Yeah, yeah, dude. It's a great community. There's a ton of people on there. I don't know if you know. If you like you said you have Instagram, like probably if you follow anybody else other than me that does Kroot stuff, they're probably in it because almost like everybody that I know of that does Kroot is in it. Um, there's even like Modern Synthesis. He's like a fairly he's a bigger YouTuber than me. I don't know how many subscribers he has, but he's been at it for a while. He's in it. Iron Beak Mercenaries. He's a pretty big Instagram page. He's on it. Uh, I don't know. I can't think of everybody's name right now, but yeah, it's a cool place to be, and everybody loves to see the cruise stuff. Yeah, see, A. Hoffman, aka Riffelstein, he knows what's up, and I recognize the your second name there. I definitely have seen you on in the Discord quite a bit. I know we've spoken before for sure. I have a hard time. I'm so bad at remembering people, and I know if I've talked to you guys about it, but like where I work, I have to talk to like I work in a really big plant, like a really big factory, and I end up like I hate. I like talking to you guys, but I hate talking to random people. I've talked to so many people in a day. Like I don't remember anybody. Constantly, people are like, "Oh, do you know this guy?" Or do you know? I'm like, "No, I don't know him. Never met him." But I definitely have talked to them. I don't know. Oh shit, Penguin, you're not even on the Discord? Jesus Christ. All right, tell you what. When this is done, if I remember, I'll friggin' throw the link up again in my Instagram story. But if not, all y'all message me so I'll remember, and I'll send you the links to it. Cause yeah, it is. It's a great place to be. It's better than a lot of the other Warhammer groups. I haven't had a single negative interaction on it, and there's a channel for just about anything and everything. But yeah, it's a good place to be. I go this as a painting stream, and I'm getting very little painting done. Like if I was painting at like peak peak average Joe performance, I would have had this guy done by now for sure. But that's fine. This was meant to be a fun, silly stream. This was meant to be just like a big thank you to you guys because I never in a million years thought that one 1,100 people would want to listen to what I said about Warhammer. I think I've said it before too. I had a fishing Instagram that I was like super dedicated to. Like I was like very heavily invested and addicted to fishing. Like I still am. I still go all the time, but like even more so. I was like religiously posting, you know, so so into the fishing, and that never went anywhere. Then I go over to Warhammer. Suddenly, a decent little chunk of people are actually interested in my stuff. Kind of cool. Turns out I'm better at being a nerd than a fishing guy. Speaking of which, did you guys see? Sorry to go off topic for Warhammer. Did you guys see the whole big fishing controversy with those guys in the big walleye tournament on Lake Erie, putting all those weights in the fish? Can you believe that? It's fucking losers. Like, it's a fishing tournament. Like, they're going against guys that are just there on the weekend from their normal job. Like, they're just out having a good time, and they're freaking pro anglers sponsored by everybody. And it was like so unsubtle. They put like something crazy like 8 pounds of weights in those fish. And I'm like, good lord, like they weren't even trying to get away with it. Like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Like I said, like I fish a lot. I catch that type of fish a lot. The weights that they were claiming them to be was absurd. Like, looking at them, like no judge in their right mind would weigh those fish, see the weight, and be like, yeah, that's normal, that's fine. It's whatever. It's a freaking 8 pound, 23-inch fish. Like, what? Get out of here. I missed a couple messages. I think the streams are about general Warhammer talk with painting the background. Yeah, Penguin, but like, this is for a contest. I gotta actually paint this fucking thing. Yeah, well, I mean, I just like, yeah, you know, you're right. I think discussing Krooty topics is a big appeal to share ideas and I assume you mean inspiration. Um, yeah, I just like my friends in my like Warhammer group are very they basically everybody that I interact with in real life for Warhammer, they just like playing the game. They don't really care. They don't read the books. They don't really care about the lore too much. They're not even really into painting too much anymore. They just kind of like getting together and playing the game sometimes. So talking to you guys about like, and when I make my videos about whatever models and stuff, like that's my main outlet for it. So I do appreciate that. West Easy said, I don't know if it's because I'm old enough now, but I feel like Warhammer is getting traction, not thanks to GW, but just because it's a fun hobby. Yeah, yeah. So you guys did see that. They put like fucking cannonballs in those fish. Good, like not to brag or anything, and I could send you guys the pictures as proof. But like, I have caught several like genuine monster walleyes, like monster, like big walleyes, way bigger than the ones that they were claiming were those weights. Like, walleye are not a fat fish; they're a pretty lean fish. So for them to show up with a fish that's that length and then claim it's the weight, like the fluctuation in weight, but like going off of the length is going to be very little for walleye. It's not like a bass where like sometimes you can get a freak bass that's just like very fat. Walleye aren't really like that. They're just kind of always lean. So if an average 24-inch fish weighs this, it's gonna kind of always weigh that, plus or minus half a pound. So if somebody shows up with one that's like 3 pounds heavier than that, that's not right. There's gonna be something weird with that. So I don't know what they were thinking with that. I don't know what kind of prize money was on the line for that particular tournament. I know I saw the thing about how much they won in previous years. But not to go not to go fully off topic here. What do you guys think about the Votan range? By the way, I made that video, which was kind of a different type of video for my channel, where I was like basically like I don't like the Votan range, which was like kind of harsh, but it's literally just my opinion. Like I'm not trying to convince people to not like the new squat range. I just personally I don't like them really at all. Like it's like I can look at them and be like it's a well-made miniature, but I don't like it. I also don't like the Gene Stealer cults. Really, I don't like. It's just not like an aesthetic that I like. Um, but with the squats in particular, like it's a little bit different. Like the Gene Stealer cults, it's just like I don't want to collect them, but they look the way they should. Like they look good. They're good looking models. They look the way they should in the lore. It just doesn't appeal to me. Like I don't want to own them. Whereas the Votan, to be fair, it's a completely new thing. But like I know squats. I know what squats look like, and like I had an idea about squats prior. So then when they show new squats that are different and so different, I'm like, these just look like small Space Marines. Like, you know what's? I was thinking about it the other day too. Again, I was like, you know what part of it is? I'm like, there's too many of them with swords. You know what I mean? Like whether they're supposed to be small humans or not, dwarves in every setting don't use swords. There's no dwarves with swords in fantasy dwarves or, like Warcraft dwarves or like, you know what I mean? Like dwarves always use like hammers, axes, pickaxes. That's like kind of their thing. They don't use swords really. And there's like the fact that they have like power swords, it just looks like Space Marine. I don't know. It might just be me. What's this? The Great Penguin said, one time I got a tiny 4-inch fish with my uncle that drinks White Claw like it's water. Okay. And he said, hit or miss for me. Anything with a coat I like, and the smaller of the vehicle is a model I may buy somewhere down the line. West Easy said, I don't hate the Leagues of Votan, but they don't have the squat personality in the most. Yeah, that's kind of my thing. Like, I don't know. They look too. I just don't like the direction they went with them. I don't know. I said in that video, I like the Prospector ones they made for Necromunda. I like them better. They just look more unique. Like even like I don't know, like it basically the main thing is like the squat. They're the Votan like infantry. Like all their weapons look like Space Marine weapons. They look like either bolters or like plasma guns or whatever, and they've got like power swords and stuff. Like they look too similar. I want them to look very, very different. Like if you're telling me these aren't Imperial, I want them to look not Imperial. I think that's my thing. So the Sagittar, I think it's called. Yeah, the smaller. So I said that too. I think I like the vehicles are unique enough that I don't mind them. Yeah, I think that's a thing in the. They said that in the lore. I think Penguin, didn't they? That the Tau and them like share technology. Like I think they gave. They gave the ion guns to the Tau, or is it the rail guns or something? The dwarves teched out the Tau either somewhere. Is the what's it? The exosuit? Is the exosuit the one where they're like on stilts, and they got like big like grav gun kind of thingies? Aoffman? Is that one? I might be mixing it up. All right. So that trick I was telling you guys about is there's a lot of fancy ways to do gold. This is I'm gonna have to like tidy this all up because this is not very well done. There's a lot of fancy ways to do gold, but if you just paint a layer of gold over black and then you go real heavy with a wash and then you dry brush that same gold back over, that looks very good in my opinion. And if you want to like tweak it a little bit more after that, you can. But like as a base, like just to do it simply, it's it looks pretty good. Sorry if you can hear somebody just flooring a motorcycle behind me. I got the window open because I'm hot. Um, if yeah, if you do it like a green or a brown wash over the gold, and then you do a dry brush over it again, it looks quite good, and you don't really need to do a whole lot more than that, in my opinion. In my opinion. Oh, you said yeah to the exosuit. Yeah, yeah. So those were one of the ones that I liked more too because that is unique because they're on like stilts and they've got a weird big like grab gun thing. Yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind those ones. I don't know how I feel about the 40k Slayers. What are they called? The Cathonia Berserkers. Which did they clarify? Is it Cathonia like the Sons of Horus homeworld? Like where's the Cathonia coming from? Because that's the fuck what are they called? The Luna Wolves before they were the Sons of Horus, like in 30k. That was their homeworld was Cathonia, and I don't think Cathonia has come up in other lore. Did they say in the Leagues of Votan stuff like where Cathonia like where they're coming from because they're like the Chthonian berserkers or whatever they're called. Because I was actually interested in that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't terribly looked into the Leagues of Votan lore yet. I know they have the big like AI computer things, and I know they got AI running around with them that they say are people. But other than that, I don't. I'm not gonna lie. I don't terribly know too much of what's going on with them. I realize I haven't painted anything in a while, so I'm gonna start doing that. I think I'm gonna try and do the green for the eyes. If somebody periodically, if somebody periodically, so there's six of you fuckers watching right now. If somebody periodically can just all caps in the chat, I keep pointing and you guys can't even see my finger because somebody had me zoom in earlier and I haven't zoomed out yet. If somebody periodically in the chat can just all caps be like, slow down every once in a while, because that's the only way I'm. It's the only way I'm gonna paint semi decently is if I go very slow. Because I you can't even see it, but I have been drinking quite a bit. Every time you hear a little, that's me taking a big drink. Oh, I'm definitely drink the paint water. I do have a real water beside me. Don't worry, I'm prepared, professional. I'm actually on. This sounds a little bit. I was gonna use a bad word, but YouTube won't like that. It sounds a little bit pansy of me. How about I think that one's fine. It sounds a little bit weak of me to say but I am on a little bit of a diet here where I try not to. I don't eat. It's called intermittent fasting, and I only tried it because it works for my brother really well. Not that I'm overweight, because I'm not. I'm pretty slim, but I've got the little bit of a dad gut going on. And anyways, you don't eat early in the morning, and you don't eat past like dinner time. So for me, my problem was is I get up for work at 5 a.m. and so I would eat breakfast at 5 a.m. Well, I'm hungry for second breakfast at fucking 9 a.m. and then I eat lunch and then I eat dinner, and so really I'm eating like 4 meals a day, more than you should, obviously, and and I don't work out anymore. Like my job is pretty physical. Um, like I've been able to keep up pretty good, like back and shoulder muscle, just because I'm like lifting heavy things all the time. But definitely, like I don't have the six pack I used to. That's for sure, boys. And so I was like, my brother tried this thing where you don't. He wouldn't eat from like he would only eat between like 12 and like 6. Well, with my job and getting up that early, I don't eat between like I try to eat between like 10:30, 11, and like 7. So I was going to do the thing where you have like a bunch of like bread products to like nom on to help absorb some alcohol. But I'm like, no. I'm on a fucking diet. I'm not doing that. No. Yeah, see, Penguin's saying the Hobbit diet. I'm like, we've had one breakfast, but what about a second breakfast? Yeah. So you read the chat. So I paint the best when I go over the model a few times. Yeah, I could see that. I don't know. I've heard of some YouTubers that will like that have like done these like drinking streams and like straight up like pass out on camera. I don't think I'm gonna do that. Um, but oh, I don't know how well you guys can see it. I'm trying to just like throw a coat of lead belcher on the staff weapon, and it's just like wobbling so much. Obviously, you all saw that fall off earlier. You know what? It's about the yeah. You know what? It just went up from 2 to 4. That's our European viewership right there. I checked my. I'm so bad. I'm so bad at being a YouTuber. I don't like technology. I don't like looking at numbers and things. Which is weird. I was good in school. I was good at school. I swear to God, I was an honor roll student. But I fucking hate looking at numbers. I hate looking at computers. And anyways, I was looking at my. I don't know if you guys know this, but when you're a YouTuber, quote unquote, you have this app that tells you all your statistics and things. I looked at my statistics the other day, and it told me that like a pretty big chunk of my viewers are from different countries in Europe, mostly like British and whatever. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense because they're in totally different time zones. So why are they watching my things? And then I'm like, oh, because I see these live streams in the middle of the night. They're probably the ones that watch those. You got a channel, West Easy? Fuck, I'm subscribing to that right now. I don't even, buddy. I don't care if you're showing your butthole on camera. I'm gonna go subscribe to it right now. You've stuck with me till whatever time of night it is right now. I'm gonna go subscribe to you right now. Not right now because I'm painting, but I will tonight at some point, or this morning, or whatever time it is. Do you? You got Gremlins bad too. Is Gremlins? What's Gremlins? Wait a minute. Is Gremlins a slur for European people? Can't have that. You can't have that on my channel. You can be canceled, brother. Get out of here. But no, for real. For real. If you got a channel, West Easy, so I'm painting and stuff right now, but I'll subscribe to it. If you got a Warhammer channel or whatever. It's funny. It's funny. Gremlins is a term for when you can't operate tech. Oh, okay. Okay, that's me then. I'm straight up a gremlin. So I'm like I said, I'm 25 years old. I'm the worst. If I'm 25, what am I? Am I millennial or am I Gen Z or whatever? Um, Whatever that is, I'm the worst. I'm the worst representation of that. I can't do anything with a computer. Um, my work is like I said, I work for like a really big factory and like it's a really big company, and it's so fucking stupid. Like I'll go fix like a $5 million machine, like not even exaggerating. Like I will fix a $5 million machine on a daily basis. But because I can't fucking know how to use a computer, they want me I'm like I fixed it, and they're like, okay, cool, write a document about it, and I'm like, well, you lost me, and I have to like I have to literally like beg and like ask other people to help me constantly about computer stuff because I can't do it. I'm like I could barely. I always this is how I open. I'm like I can barely hook up my Xbox. I can barely hook up my PS4. And like I can barely hook that up. How the fuck do you expect me to write up these official like documents, email to them to like official people? I'm like I can't do that. Get out of here. But I have to, obviously. Um, ugh, it's so frustrating. Like I'm so bad with technology. I'm the worst representation of whatever generation I'm supposed to be from. I'm supposed to be from the fucking 1800s. Like I bet you if I had it in front of me, I bet you I could load a cannon. I bet you I could load a cannon, but I can't load Word on a computer. I've been stuck in food service, so I kind of know the bare minimum. I wish I could work with my hands. Where uh, where are you from, West Easy? If you're, I'm assuming if you're up at, I don't know what time of night this is, but I'm assuming if you're up, you're not from Ontario, Canada, because the only reason I'm up is because I'm making this video. Clearly, I'm not getting a ton done tonight. I'm told United States, California. Oh, I've got a I've got a funny story about California, but ugh, it's like it's one of those things where it's like I'm not. I'm not famous, obviously. I've got 1,000 subscribers. Do I tell an embarrassing story about one of my friends? Because like it's like one of these days, like maybe 5 years from now, what if my channel is a little bit bigger? And then it gets back to him and then he's upset. You know what I mean? I have a funny story about a California vacation. But anyways, I've never been to California. I've heard it's dope. I've heard that's where Arnold Schwarzenegger lives. So I'd go. What's I'd be, oh, so you've been to Canada? Okay, so which part of Canada did you go to? Because they're very Canada's fucking huge, brother. You're from so you're from California. I honestly I might as well. I'm just 1 second. I might as well zoom the camera out because my painting has slowed to a crawl. Whoop. Let me see. Is that zoomed out enough? No, not quite. Not quite yet. I hope you all appreciate the lengths I go to for y'all. Nobody has yet, but nobody better disrespect my super cool shirt that I'm wearing. My mother made that for me. she actually did. She actually did. That was her. That was her in the chat earlier. If you scroll all the way up, that was her. Sorry, what was the last thing you said? Canada's beautiful. I went on vacation. Oh, I already read that. Yeah, Canada is super beautiful. It's just like it's so goddamn big. I don't know what part of it you were at. Some of it certainly isn't beautiful. For example, um, I live in a relatively small-ish town on part of Lake Ontario. Not to narrow it down too much, but this small-ish town, city, I think we're at a population of like 50,000 ish people. It's kind of shit. Not gonna lie. Come on, computer. Can you read if there's a message? Why you do this? Anyways, it could be Hamilton. Oh, you know what? That's very fair. It could be Hamilton. Yeah, it could be fucking Hamilton. That is pretty bad. No, it could be. It could be. What's it? London, Ontario. With. Oh, I can't say that. Oh, fuck. I probably shouldn't even say fuck. what can I say? I'm like, I don't know what I can say for. It's like once you get not that it doesn't matter at all. It's like what's it? 3 people are watching right now. You should all of you, buy me a drink because I'm drinking anyway. Um, fucking, I'm gonna get demonetized for swearing too much or something. But whatever. I'm just gonna go. Fucking London, Ontario. Look up, look up London, Ontario teacher. I dare you. I dare you to look that up, and just do with that what you will. I'm limited by what I'm allowed to say. By did you know? Did you know? With my mom said, but my mom is rad. She is pretty rad. Like I said, she doesn't understand Warhammer, but she really likes Star Trek. She's watched like all the Star Wars and all the mainstream nerd stuff. Um, but she's very supportive of. She's one of those like just like like kind of like aw shucks, sweetheart moms. Like it's wonderful that you're painting, dear. Like it's wonderful that you're pursuing your hobby. You know what I mean? Like she's just like she lives out in the country where I'm from, hence why I'm super into fishing and whatever. And like she's like a good like down to earth country mom. She's good. She's a good lady. She's a good lady, and she made me this shirt, and then like a fucking asshole, she gave it to me on Christmas, and I'm like, ha ha ha, I can never wear this. That's literally what I said. I'm like, what a fucking dickhead. Like, obviously, it's very nice that she supports my hobby and whatever, and doesn't just think it's stupid. Um, anyways, what were we talking about? There's really three cities. There's really 3 cities of London. Do you mean? Do you just mean London, Ontario, or do you mean all the different Londons? Like, is there an American London? Oh, brother. Yeah, I see. I say stupid things a lot. You know what? There's an American in Paris. Like, there's a city in Paris called American, or there's a person from America. I don't know. It's a movie title. Okay, all right. If it's a rom com or really any type of comedy, I probably haven't seen it. Not to say that I don't like comedy, because I actually watch comedians a fair bit. I don't watch comedy movies very much. There are 2 British Londons and I guess a Canadian one. You've never heard of the London Canadian one. Oh, you're from a southern state there, the Great Penguin. You're gonna love this. I I dare y'all to look up. This is good. This, this is straight up. This is straight up gonna get me canceled on YouTube. I dare y'all to look up London, Ontario teacher, Canada, whatever. Um, anyway, I'll just leave it at that. I won't give my commentary on it. Um, but anyways, I'm sure someone will find it funny or or disheartening or whatever. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if it was the little teeny thing of Jamaican rum or what, but I'm pretty good with my alcohol, but I'm definitely feeling this a bit. I'm I'm not gonna lie. I haven't actually watched any of them to completion, but I do subscribe to Major Kill. I keep bringing him up, like Major Kill. The way I have it is like I subscribe to like I subscribe to like one, maybe two YouTubers for each like category of Warhammer because I don't like my feed to be too clogged with random shit. I go to like Major Kill for like lore videos. I go to Valrak for like hype videos, I guess. I go to Auspex Tactics for when I actually care about the game, which isn't very often. But when I do, I go to him for like knowledge, I guess. I go to Tabletop Titans for gameplay, like battle reports, because theirs are like real and they're live, and usually they make mistakes and people correct them, and then I know not to do that. Do I watch anybody else? Oh, Squid. I like Squidmar and the Duncan Rhodes Academy for painting tutorials. And I like Squidmar because he does like wild conversions, which obviously I'm all about. And I like Duncan Rhodes because he's like the OG Games Workshop painter. It's not like too complicated. It's not too simple. It's decently in the middle. And one time he complimented one of my kit bashes, and that's all that matters. He's fucking G, in my opinion. And obviously myself, because I'm just the best of all these things. But I don't know what I was saying about Major Kill. Other than that, I'm the Canadian version of him, because obviously I'm fucking jacked, like he is, and obviously I win jiu-jitsu tournaments like he does. I did wrestle in high school, and I did have. This is, it's straight up funny. If anybody wants to see, I'll send them the video to it. I did. It's funny. I did football, Canadian football, not American football. It's different. I did Canadian football from like in grade 7 to grade Super 12. But I started wrestling in grade 12. I did like the actual like high school wrestling team. I went to my first tournament, and because of football, I had really fucked up shoulders. I had dislocated both my shoulders multiple times at this point. And for some reason I was like, yeah, wrestling, that's a good alternative because I kept popping my shoulders out in football. I would like tackle a guy or I would get tackled or I would like be just in training or practice or whatever and I'd fucking pop my shoulders out like man, it's this gross noise and your shoulders all messed up. And I never went to the hospital. I went to we have free healthcare here in Canada, so it's good. But I never went properly, and they were never did like. I guess they can do surgery to like tighten up the tendons and stuff, but they were just like, yeah, your tendons are fucked and whatever. I did wrestling. I did really well in all the training. You know, I was super fit. Like, I was going to every practice, every whatever. I was like, but I was going in grade 12. I wasn't going in grade 9, so I didn't have all this like, you know, like training ahead of time. Whereas everybody else had done it for like years ahead of time. I go to the tournament. I win my first match in like a record amount of time. It was literally like 15 seconds, like 30 seconds, something like that. Crazy. I win that match. I go to my very next match, fucking pop my shoulder out, done. Obviously, like you dislocate your shoulder, you're done for the tournament. I don't really know what my point was for that little story as relation to how I'm supposed to be painting this miniature, but oh, I missed some super chats. Um, Anywhere England has touched has like 100 cities, towns named after. That's fair. That's fair. I swear to God, Penguin said, I swear to God, it's in Slanesh. I'm squinting my eye, but I swear he spelled that wrong. That wasn't me. West Easy says, sorry I left for a second. Had a call from my partner. I went to Vancouver Island. Oh, so you were like, I don't know if you're still here. It's been a minute, but if you're still here, West Easy, you're like all the way on the other side of the country from me. But funny enough, Vancouver or fucking BC, that's where my best friend and that's where my brother went. They both went, took off, and left all the way across the country to Vancouver. It's basically like going to a different country. Vancouver, or like BC in general, completely different country from where I live, which is Ontario. Ontario has the capital of Canada in it. Canada is so fucking weird. So like Ontario, for people that are in America, your country is all nicely divided up into states, which makes sense. Your country is a comparable size to Canada. It's divided into 50 states. Each state is kind of its own thing, and it corresponds to its like geographic area. On like Canada is bigger than America with less people, but it's divided into less parts. So like Ontario, where I live, it has the capital of Canada in it. Ooh, Ottawa. It also has like our biggest city in it, Toronto. Ooh. But then it goes all the way up into the fucking Arctic with polar bears. And it's like I highly doubt the people that live there's like 10 people that live up there. I highly doubt whatever they think or identify as corresponds with whatever is down at the bottom. So maybe we should have like a divider in the middle so that those people get to have a similar vote to the bottom. Doesn't really make sense. But I live in Ontario, supposedly the capital of Canada and like the most populated province of Ontario, but we're all right at the American border, yet the province extends all the way up to the top. And I've been all the way up to the top. Guess what? Nobody lives there. It's fucking polar bears. I missed the messages. I swear to God, it's it's Slanesh. Hey, I can spell Tzitz, the one true God. The second biggest country are like half. Yeah, that's the thing. We're the second biggest country in terms of land, but we're like the 100th biggest country in terms of we have like I don't know what are we at like 36 million people, but America's at like 360 million people. Like we have like no people that live here. It's all just like wasteland and cougars and bears. It's like it's madness. Like you literally I don't know if this is like I've been to America quite a few times. I don't think it's like this. In Canada, if you leave a city for like 5 minutes, it's like you might see a bear. You might see a moose. You might not see a moose. You might not see a bear. But if you look, it's like, oh, the news report from a year ago was like, oh yeah, there's a moose there. Oh, there's a bear there. Like You leave a city for like 5 minutes. It's like you are in the wilderness. Like you could die and nobody would ever find you. That's what it's like. I live geographically pretty close to the American border. I don't have to drive very far to where like nobody would ever find me. Oh shit. Rifflestein, are you in Ottawa? Hey, having a Hudson's Bay store is basically the same as living in. I would have never known if I didn't tune in and learn something new every day. Hell, dude, we had a bear in downtown. Exactly. Fucking, I've got another Canadian on the stream. Vouch for me, A. Hoffman. You don't have to drive very far to get into the middle of nowhere. Like I'm a pretty dedicated fisherman. I don't stick weights in my fish, but I don't have to drive very far to get to a place where I'm fishing and I don't see anybody. I go to fucking here's if you ever come to Ontario and you want to catch fish, this is my tip. I know this will never occur, so I don't need to worry about it. I live. I'm not going to say the city I live. um, I live in southern Ontario. Go to Camden Lake. It's a little teeny tiny dirt road lake. It's not very far from anything. If you live in any of the major cities of Ontario, you could drive there in a day easily. There is one access. It's got one boat launch. It's got one dock. You go there, you're going to catch some bass and pike. It's a super shallow lake. Nobody has a property on it. There's one dock. It feels like you're in the middle of nowhere because there's only one dock on it. You go there, you launch your boat. You're the only boat out there. You're going to catch some fish. You guys are all Warhammer people, so I trust you. You got my stamp of approval. I trust that you won't ruin my spot because that's where I go to catch fish. Oh shit, I've lost a bunch of messages. Hey dude, we had a bear. Oh no, okay, I saw that. America is the same thing, but instead of the area between cities being a wasteland, it's actually good land, so it's mostly farming. Yeah, but have you seen the predictions for when the world goes to shit? Apparently, as we raise the global temperature a couple degrees, apparently like half of America becomes like uninhabitable desert wasteland, and then like the good part moves up. So like half of Canada is suddenly good. So probably what will happen is like America will annex Canada. I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say that Canada is gonna prevent America from annexing us because like obviously if they want to annex us, they're gonna annex us. Ah yes, the lake conveniently next to Moscow, Ontario. Yeah, okay, okay, that's just a convenience, Elfman. It's true. When I drive to that lake, there's a road that's Moscow, Ontario. Who the fuck named that road? Who the fuck named that road? Is fucking Vladimir Putin vacationing near me? But yeah, there is a Moscow road that leads to that lake. But that's a fair point. That's a fair point. Listen, I'm telling you, if you come to southern Ontario, go to Camden Lake. There's a ton of bass and pike in there. That's where I go a lot of times. But also, there might be a touch of communism. Oh god, I haven't even painted this miniature in a while. You guys are terrible. You guys are terrible. Your bad influences on me. That's what it is. Your bad influences on me. Like I said, I don't know how long this stream has been going for. Maybe my chief moderator penguins can tell me how long the streams been going for. If I was painting by myself without y'all peer pressuring me, I guarantee I would have got this done. That's your fault. It's your fault. What's really funny? What's really funny is I'm expected to be, no, not driving to. I'm expected to be at a cottage that's like an hour and a half, 2 hours away by 9 a.m. tomorrow. And I'm sitting here painting with you guys. Bunch of goofy goobers. It's fine. Fuck. I don't trust myself to paint the eyes on this guy. I feel like I'm gonna mess them up. Oh, I don't know. What should I do? West Easy said the Demon Crew boys look sick despite our interpretation. Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, they're meant to be demonettes. I plan to do between 30 and 40 of them. I guess the new demon codex, which I guess I would be using if I ever run these guys in a game, which obviously I'm a long way away from. These guys, I plan to do like between 30 and 40 of them, so I'm a long way away from that. I've got 10 done, but obviously another quite a few to do. 2 hours of streaming, the Penguin says. Jesus Christ. I thought it was longer than that. I'm actually just looking at myself on the stream there. My beard looks longer in the video than it does in real life. Like, I'm not just trying to be I'm not just trying to be a shit, but this is trimmed. This was quite a bit longer the other day. I actually trimmed up for YouTube. I actually like cleaned myself up, I thought. Sad to say, 2 kids, factory job, high stress, being in charge of a lot of other people. I actually have a fair bit of gray coming into this ginger beard here. Oh, all right. Let me just real quick. It's late at night. This is where we bring in the conspiracy theorists. I'm like, what are they putting in our tap water? I just drank some of it. I'm like, oh, maybe I'm gonna turn gay like the frogs. Just go full. Could you imagine? I'm like midstream. I just go full Alex Jones. I really want to paint this model, but I'm afraid of messing it up now. Fuck. I feel like I can do a wash. I'm gonna do a wash. I'm gonna do some. I'm gonna do some washing. Why the fuck? I just went up to 5 viewers. Why are 5 of you viewing this now? This is the drunk part of the painting stream. This is the drunk part of the painting stream. God. You tuned into the wrong part. I swear to God, I was painting before this. I should probably stop painting my entry for the actual contest, and because like if I just like mush paint around on the normal Kroot demonettes, nobody's gonna notice. They're just gonna be like, "Wow, you're so cool for making Kroot demonettes." Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. It's like there's been it's funny because this is a live stream. There's only 4 or 5 people watching, but by the end of it all, I've seen. The thing is, I'm this. I'm a big YouTuber now. I've got 1,000 subscribers. I don't look at the YouTube. What's it called? There's a separate YouTube app for when you have a YouTube channel that I don't look at very often. It's for when it's for like it shows you like how many people from different countries like watch your content, for how long they watch your content, all that kind of stuff. I don't look at that very often, but when I do look at it, it does say that like the Kroot stuff by far does better than any of the other stuff. So if I cared, I guess I would just do Kroot stuff. But I'm like, I'm kind of sick of the actual Kroot army, so I had to find a different army to do Kroot stuff on. Demons fit it really well because it was just like an excuse to do like an unlimited amount of Kroot monsters, which is what I enjoy painting the most. I don't know where I was going with that, but that's generally what I was going with. I guess I just did a brown wash on part of that Kroot weapon, but I didn't do it on the second Kroot weapon. I keep bringing him up because I'm genuinely curious. As far as I know, he's the only other like, haha! I did a drunk stream. When Major Kill did a drunk live stream, did he ever actually get drunk on camera? Ugh. That one did not taste so good. West Easy. Kroot can be devastating after some fast screening units to close the gap. The rapid fire go crazy. Yeah, the few, and when I say few, like my group plays like maybe once a, I would say on average once a month. Sometimes it's twice a month. Sometimes it's no times a month. The alcohol is definitely it. Yeah, yeah, the Great Penguin. I'm not gonna lie. It's definitely kicked in a little bit. I don't know if I'm just fucking weak these days, or if I'm finally getting older. But it's definitely hitting me a little bit more than it used to. I used to pride my not like, haha, I'm an alcoholic, but like I used to pride myself on my alcohol tolerance. But I've had like, I don't know, I drank the twisted tea, and I've drank maybe I don't know. I drank a fair amount of whiskey, and then I drank that little thing of rum. That's probably the issue, is the mixing of it all. Like I said, there's 5 people watching. If you really want to see me do a shot, I do have a shot glass here. If you want to subscribe to my Patreon and then comment that you did it, I'll take your word for it, and I'll do a shot. Um, but anyways, oh Jesus, I've missed so many, I've missed so many chats. Uh, I'm not spazzing out right now. I'm just trying to read all these things. It's like very small text. I love that. I think he's. I think he's out of the chat now. I love that. I love that Hoffman was like trying to call me. Basically trying to call me a Moscow sympathizer because I live next. Because I fish in the lake near Moscow. I'm joking. I know that he wasn't trying to call me that. If you're still in there, Rifflestein, I know that you were just joking. Sorry. I'm not like super drunk, but like my words are slow, if that makes sense. Like I know what I'm reading. My thought process is slow. I know that you weren't trying to call me a Moscow sympathizer. Somebody cut that out of the live stream. Um, Penguin said I'm 2 hours of streaming. Creek can be devastating. That rapid fire. The alcohol is okay. So the last comment was the alcohol is definitely. Yeah, it has. It has definitely hit. I'm not gonna lie. I only drink like maybe like 3 4 times a year, and usually it's like at the cottage, like while we're playing cards and chilling on the deck, like throwing peanuts at the raccoons. That's another thing. If you don't live in Canada slash Northern America, I guess, fucking raccoons everywhere. Goddamn, everywhere. Every 5 feet on the 401, dead raccoon. Every like, I
I know God forbid there was a woman in this live chat. That's no such thing. But if if you're a man and you walk around at nighttime, fucking raccoons, they scare the shit out of you. They let you get right up on them. You're walking around at nighttime. You're just like having a good time. Maybe you're leaving the bar. Maybe you're leaving a buddy's house. Whatever. There'll always be a fucking raccoon in the ditch. They will make a big noise and fucking scare you every time. Bullshit. No, no. I see your comment, the Great Penguin. Pass out on live stream. I will never pass out on live stream. If anything, I will piss my fucking pants on live stream. Because I really gotta fucking piss right now. And West Easy said, we got raccoons. Do you? I can't, Penguins will know. Because he's here for every live stream. Have we spoken before? Where are you, West Easies? Where are these raccoons? Because in Canada, we get these raccoons with their winter coats, and they're literally like a beach ball. They're like this big. They're like 35-pound raccoons. That's an exaggeration. I know they're not that big. They're like a round raccoon. And like I know like tons of guys, like they hit a raccoon with their car, their whole front bumper is rode off. I haven't hit one yet. Knock on wood. Knock on wood. Haven't hit one yet. But they hit a raccoon, they get like a fucking dent in their raccoon, in their bumper, not their raccoon, their bumper, because the raccoon is so fucking thick. They get these thick boy raccoons that they hit. They're just like a fucking brick on the 401. You just hit them, dent your bumper right up to hell. Penguin said, anyway, now and again a mountain lion comes down and checks out the city and eats a dog. Ours are definitely smaller, but they come out in packs. I don't know what would be worse. What would be worse, hitting a pack of raccoons or hitting one mountain lion? This is hilarious. So I have it on my shelf over there. I could get it for you. We have this magazine in Ontario. It's called Ontario Out of Doors. It's like the fishing and hunting like outdoor magazine. I was in it for fishing. Like I got a little like shout out thing for my Instagram for fishing. It's a fishing and hunting magazine. They claimed, I think it was last year, that mountain lions were extirpated or like non-existent in Ontario. And again, like I said earlier, Ontario goes all the way to the Arctic, and it's only populated like at the very tip. Who the fuck knows if there's one mountain lion in all 90% of it? And I'll tell you what, I know half a dozen people that say they've seen a mountain lion. Like credible people that weren't like drinking or something. Like my nan. My nan saw a mountain lion near her house, which is in like a little bit north of the main population or whatever. There's fucking mountain lions in Ontario. We got a famous man. Sounds like a mountain lion trying fully people into false. Yeah, exactly. There's fucking mountain lions in Ontario. It's bullshit. It's bullshit that you know what, that magazine is ran by mountain lions. That's the only explanation. I almost just reached for paint water. But yeah, there's definitely fucking mountain lions around here. Yeah, if I had to choose, so for example, when I was a kid, I multiple times I like chased raccoons. I was like, haha, there's a raccoon, I'm gonna chase it. If there was a mountain lion, like I guess I'd just be dead. Cause like I was dumb and it was like, haha, I'm gonna like run after it. Um, I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to say is like a mountain lion is no joke, and a raccoon is kind of a joke. Because at the end, like I think there was we're so far off topic, and I'm not even bothering to try and paint now. There was like a survey or whatever that went around between American folks and British folks, and it was like, what animals do you think you could take in a fight? And like by and large, I guess I guess American people have bigger balls than British folks, or British folks are just like more smart. I guess I don't know. Take that however you will. But by and large, the British folks were like lower on the spectrum. Like there was like a significant chunk of Americans that were like, sorry, they were like, yeah, I could fight a bear, or like I could fight a lion, and it's like, no, you couldn't. Like, no, you couldn't. Like the average American, the average anybody could not fight those things. So, like that's ridiculous. Obviously, what I was trying to say is, if you had that chart that was like animals you could fight, raccoons should be pretty low on the list. I'm as somebody that has chased away multiple raccoons. They're not that big. They're not that scary. You could fight a raccoon if your life depended on it. A mountain lion, no. You would probably. There was that one guy that was like a jogger that like fucking choked like a baby mountain lion out. Props to him. The average person, no. Like the average person gets fucked by a mountain lion. The average person could fuck a raccoon. I don't care what they say. They could fuck a raccoon. They're like fucking 10 pounds. They're like maybe 15 pounds at the most. You could punt a raccoon if you had to. You would get punted by a mountain lion. Imagine a cat scratching you as hard as you can, but then imagine that cat is 90 pounds. You get fucked. That's that's my point on that, I guess. I missed a bunch of chats, I guess. Uh, Penguin says I would not have lived in Mexico with or New Mexico with my singer. That is absolutely true. It's absolutely true. Oh, absolutely true. I'm just gonna run to the washroom for a quick washroom break. Terribly sorry. my god, there's still 3 people watching this? I just took like a fucking 5-minute piss break. These have to be Europeans. There's no way there's North American folk that are staying up this late. Fuck. My fucking phone is recording it. I don't know what time it is. It has to be late. This is late o'clock. I'm going to attempt to paint something. Painting too well. Are you North American? West Easy. I have to scroll up in the chat to see where you're from. I don't remember where you said. It's 11:13 in New Mexico, if that helps. So the thing is, like, I'm looking at my computer screen, which is really my TV, but the time on that is not accurate. The time on my phone is accurate, but that's what's recording the video. So I don't really know what time it is. So if you're telling me it's 11:13 in New Mexico, I'm picturing a map in my head. New Mexico. I'm Ontario. I don't know. It's probably a little bit later than that. Maybe it's midnight. I don't know. Somebody look up what Eastern Standard Time it is right now. But the point is, it's Krootoberfest, and all I've done is talk to you goobers, and not actually paint this thing. It's part of my. So that guy that I shouted out at the start of this, whatever you want to call this, drunk stream, because I am definitely a little bit drunk at this point. The guy that I shouted out at the start of this, that Mike Arnold, I think that he won Best Painted at that last year for the Krootoberfest, if I'm not mistaken. He might have won the best overall or something, but I think it was Best Painted. I know that he's, oh, you know what, I might be wrong. I was going to say that he's North American, but now that I think about it, I think that he might not be. Which is sad, because I just talked to him the other day. I should know that. I know it's not productive, but you might be too drunk to paint for any kind of... That's what you think, Penguin. Paint right now. The thing about Krootoberfest is it doesn't matter how drunk you are. Like I said, the main thing is oh my god, I clearly haven't used this paint in a while. Fucking GW, whatever you want to call these things, bottles are so shitty. they do not keep the dryness out. You get this dried out paint. So you said because you're underage, you've never really drank before there, you Great Penguins? I'm shook. I'm frankly shook that I have such a young audience member. No, I'm a good little boy. Well, good for you. Unfortunately, because of my old man characteristics, I was basically like buying the booze for people at like 18, 17, whatever. And the age here is 19. Hey, that's good for you. That's good for you that you actually follow the rules.